Hey, welcome back. This is Tina, and today we are in my sewing corner. So I thought I would go through and show you what I've been up to this summer since I haven't really been on the channel here. And we're just going to go through. And if you have questions, feel free to put them down below. I will link all of the patterns that I use that I can. All of them were free except for one piece. And I will tell you when I get to that piece, equipment that I used, and I will tell you and link that down below as well when I get there. So let's get started. Okay, so first off, I finished this. And I say finished because I started this quilt top, probably about 8-9 years ago now. And I didn't get to time. Life happened and it didn't get finished. So I there it is. Okay, so I love it. It is great. I love this pattern. It was a baby blanket, and I did like a patchwork on the back. It was intended to be a baby blanket. Now, I was intentionally going to finish this and give it as a baby gift this summer, but I don't like the way I used a gray. I don't know if you can see. I used a gray to quilt it, and I just did straight across. I don't like, so you can see it in there, I don't like the way that turned out. So I just decided to use it as a lap quilt. Let me see. This one is 43 by about 40. I have my notes and my measurements over here. So I love it. We're going to use it as a lap quilt and move on from there. The second thing that I finished, because again, I started the quilt top. The quilt top was done. This one is ready to go. I started this way back, and the intended person will get this soon. This one, let me see if I can find 53 by 74. So it's more like a twin size, and I love it. I love the way it turned out. It is probably one of my favorites. I will put screenshots up as to show you the whole, and you can see on the back how I quilted it. This is called a picture frame quilt, and I just did a few frames. I started with a large piece in the middle. You can start with a smaller one, but at the time I just started with a larger one, I guess, and went from there. So the next two are baby quilts that were given away. So I'm going to put the pictures up here. The first one was to a baby girl, and both of them were baby showers. And it's called a Jelly Roll Racer Quilt. This one, let me see if I can find it. Okay, this one ended up being 32 by 48 and a half. And it was super easy, and it used a half jelly roll. And I had this fabric, I had the jelly roll for the past, however long. So I just used what I had in my fabric stash and was able to get this quilt done. I love how it turned out. I think it was super cute, and the new parents love it. This next one is also a baby quilt, and it's a double 4-patch pattern. And I will link these all down, and unless I say they are free patterns. This one turned out to be 35 by 45 and a half. And I loved it. I had the airplane fabric, and I needed to buy the solid that went with it because I thought, a little boy, this is super cute. I've had this fabric for a long time. I used it when my kids were little for the boys, but I wanted to use some of this up. I thought this was a perfect opportunity. This pattern was a tutorial as a queen size, and I had a little bit, I did the blocks, and then I was like, okay, so I need, this many across and this many down. I didn't plan ahead of time, but the instructions are for a queen, I believe, and they are pretty easy as long as you are paying attention. Because I did not pay attention as closely as I probably should have when I was making it. And I had to rip stitches and redo blocks and stuff. But it turned out, and you'll see with the binding that I wasn't paying attention. I don't think I'm not sure if it was a measurement or how I put it on. So I sewed it on the back and I was flipping it over to the front, and it wasn't covering what I wanted it to. So I added some rickrack trim and then folded over the binding, and it added a little like fun little touch. And I didn't make it to this baby shower, but I was told that they really like that little detail. Um, Working up close with this one, I didn't like how it was coming out. I wasn't really happy with it, but I kept pushing on and doing um, just sewing it together. But once I took a step back, I was really impressed with how it turned out, and really happy. So if you don't feel like your project is coming out, trust the process. So forgive me, but this next one's going to have some dog hair on it. It's been on the couch, but that's okay because it's being used. This one I finally quilted for me. And if you're a quilter, you know, few and far between for the projects for you. This year I was determined to get some of this stuff for myself. This is called a Fat Eighth um, pattern from the Fat Quarter Shop. I had a blast. I absolutely love it. So, and the back is just a blue gingham. I figured I needed to tamp it down a little bit. So I used the blue gingham, but I love I love it's bright, it's fun, it's light, and it's just a change. Okay, so with this one, my lap quilt, what did this one end up being? 46 and a half by 53. And I will tell you, I don't know if we can find a spot. I used a variegated, I used the popsicle one, I think. No, I thought I used that one. I think I used this one to do the quilting. People will tell you don't use serger thread. I've not had a problem with it. Do what works for you and what you have. I'm using what I have because I'm using a lot of the colors a lot less than I used to. I used to sew clothing, and so I haven't for a while, and I wanted to use some of the thread. But you can see, I don't know if you can see that the color. You can see little pops of color throughout. I went to my local quilt shop and took the pattern in with me. And I just started looking through their through their fat quarter bins. And I found this fabric here and I loved it. It was funky and it was fun and bright. And so I went through with the help of the people working there, and we found enough pieces um, in that collection because the collection had been, you know, finished up, and that's why it was in the fat quarter bins. Um, and that so I went through and bought just about everything they had. So I have some extra pieces, extra fabric, and that's okay because with this pattern, there's a bonus pattern with the Fat Eights Frenzy that, because when you're doing these, you're sewing them on the diagonal. Okay, so they're easy. This is a good beginner one. But you end up with a stack of pre-done half square triangles. And I haven't counted them, but I do have some extra pieces that I could use if need be. But I want to make a quilt that has some sashing in the middle between the blocks to kind of break up the colors and the patterns. So I don't know I haven't decided what um, color I want to do yet. So that's why that one's sitting there. Okay, if you're looking for an easy project to get started with quilting and to practice, or even just to practice, um, I suggest doing things like mats, like placemats and um, whatever, just something solid. So you can either do a solid piece of fabric and start quilting, or do like a quilted pattern, or just take some squares and piece them together and then quilt. Just to kind of jump in again to sewing this summer, I did like this one fits my serger sits on this, and you'll see on the back I just did some angled, and it's, it can be considered reversible. But I did one for my serger and I did one for my sewing machine because sometimes it gets loud. I have one that gets loud when it vibrates on the desk, and I wanted to kind of tamp down some of that noise and the runaway sewing machine. So it does help with that a good deal. So those are super easy. And if you want me to walk through what I did with those, I can. It's super easy, and I don't mind walking through another one. A couple things I did that were not like that. I will show you the first one. This is the first one I did. So I thought, okay, I have this nice, big, beautiful wood table. It can seat, like, I think when we put the extensions, it can seat like 15, like 12, 15. Um, so I wanted to do a table runner with it. And so I did this one, and this is from a jelly roll, and it's just super basic. The pattern that I followed was a non-voiceover, just I think it was it was either no voice and just pictures, or like, she just kind of did it and you followed along with some text there, or it was a not non-English first language voiceover, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. I can't remember, but I will find the video for this. And I did do um, I did type up some written instructions for myself to put it in my notebook. So if you are interested in those for this type of a table runner, um, let me know, because she did the blocks. She did this piece, and then I added the border, and then of course I just did, a complimentary uh, binding. And of course, binding's not perfect, but you see, I just straight line quilt this. It doesn't have to be fancy. I didn't want it to. I did go around. I went around the square, but when you put your napkins, salt and pepper, whatever you put, your decorations, you're not going to see all that. So I wanted, and I'm going to be doing another one because I want to do one kind of fall-ish. I might do one wintry colors or something, and just kind of have several that I can rotate through. This one, I saw the fabric at Walmart and I loved it. I was like, oh, this is so cute. I love it. So when you pick out fabric from someplace like Walmart, um, just feel it, and if it feels very thin and very cheap, don't get it. This is what I would call medium quality. It's not high quality, it's not great, but it's not like super cheap, fall apart. And I'm not washing it all that often because it's not getting anything on it. But look at these bees. They're so cute. This is from a fat quarter bundle, I think, and I had fun. So I used what I had, and I did the honeycomb borders, and then I did some cornerstone blocks here to kind of make it work. And then, of course, I used what I had of the binding, but this is also in there. This was part of the pack. So this, you can take a small fat quarter um, packet thing from, I think they have, in fact, I have one here. Let me see. Oh, so they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have 5 fat quarters. I have another little bundle. I have a couple, but they have those at Walmart, and that will make one of those. So quick, easy, small projects. I did those also just to kind of get started. Then I did the finish my, forgotten projects. And then I made my quilt for myself. Then I decided, okay, better get started on Christmas projects. So I will show you. Let me get this one is going to be a present. And I don't have any problem showing you because the person, I'm pretty sure I'm 99.99, almost like there's going to be like some weird thing in life for this person to watch my videos on here because usually the content doesn't apply to them. So I just want to make sure I'm getting everything. Okay, so this one is called By the Cross, and I will tell you, I changed things up. It's super cute. I love it, and this fits this person and their personality really well. I didn't love the friendship stars, so I did. I wanted 5-point stars to go on there, and so I dipped into foundation paper piecing, which it's depending on what you pick and where your patience level is. To do 10 of these stars, it took me about 3.5 weeks. With life and stuff, I will tell you, I started out with this one, and you will see that it is different from the one that I ended up choosing. I bought 2 patterns for it, um, and this was good, but there was something off with the pattern that I didn't really love. So I went ahead and I bought the pattern that I ended up using. And this time, instead of using the intended fabric and jumping straight into the project, I used scrap fabric. So I just grabbed some pieces that were big enough and did a sampler piece. And this one came out a lot easier for me. And I love it. So you'll also see, I don't know if you can see here, but when you go to do the cross, it has like half square triangles. And I didn't want to do the yellow to begin with. I didn't want to do half square triangles either. So I'm not going to dig them out, but I will dig out fabric here. I found, I can't remember if, I think this is at Hobby Lobby. This is a scrap piece, this wood. And I'm just going to do the 9.5-inch blocks for it. So, because I already have my pieces cut and ready to go. Now, as far as the red and white stripes, they have you doing 9-patch for it, and I thought, no. So we just took the idea of this and then just changed it up. Let me see if I can find one. So I ended up doing just strip piecing. So I did the 9.5-inch blocks, but I'm just doing stripes instead, which work out well. And I had it up on my design wall, and it looked good. So that is basically next on my to-dos because I want to get this. I want to get the top done on both of these quilts, and then start quilting them because it's going to take me a while. This next one, oh, before I forget, I will link I did buy the foundation paper piecing patterns. One of them I got off Etsy, one I got off of a website. I will tell you, okay. So, okay, here we go. So for the foundation paper piecing, and I do recommend this, I bought a light board, and the only thing I don't like about this is that I thought I could charge it and then have it charged and using it. It has to be plugged in. I thought, great, something else to plug in this corner. Because I literally had it right here on the desk next to me so I could do the pieces right there. And then I have this clear cutting mat that I got that went, it's about the same size. So that way the light comes through and you can see through and still cut on top. This one I got both of these off of Amazon. I will tell you, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up again. But this, I thought it said self-healing. I'm gonna show you. I don't know if you can see all those cuts. This is not self-healing. It is not self-healing at all. But it is what it is. I think I paid maybe $10 for this. So, and it's pretty thick. Pretty thick mat. So I'm not mad at it. I am just thinking that it's going to live its life and then be done, because I've had this cutting mat here. I bought this from Joann's at least 15 years ago, and I'm still using it. So, this is not going to have the life that this one is, because I didn't go for quality. I just went for ease. Um, and this next one, if I end up a little crazy, before we go to the next quilt, I want to show you. So one quilt block, I will tell you that I have wanted to do, just for fun, and I'm not done playing with it yet. I will do more. Is the pineapple block. I love it. I love the look of it. And I want to do a quilt with it eventually, but I don't want to spend $35 on the ruler. So I found some tutorials, and one of them that I did, um, without the ruler. You can do it without the special pineapple ruler. But this one, and this was just, it was, let me tell you, it was square before I did the starch, so don't do the starch. Um, there's a learning curve with it, but it was fun. So this is, I just took some scrap fabric that I had and just pieced it together and had some fun. I didn't do, I think they say do 3 of each, like 3 of this and then 3 of this. And I just kind of stopped because I was running low on the sizes that I needed, and I just wanted to get the general idea. I think you'll see it's a little wonky, but it was fine before I starched it. So be careful when you're starching. This next one, and I have the fabric for it. This one is going to be a trial. It's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let me see if I can. So this is called the Cross of Many Squares. Why are you doing that? I don't want that. Go back over there. And let me see if I can brighten this up. I have this on my tablet. This is called the Cross of Many Squares, and it is beautiful. I love this. Depending on how much I lose my mind, I may do another one for myself later. I already have like a blanket, a cross blanket that I want to do for myself, so I might not do this one again for myself. It might be a while. But this, if you notice, I don't know if you can tell, all those squares, those are 2.5-inch squares to start. So, yeah, this one's gonna be a project. So I did get, I have the wood fabric, and I'm thinking that I might use this to go and do the border there, the dark border. And then I bought fabric for it, of course. So I got my first order from Missouri Star Quote Company, and they are so helpful, so lovely, and the shipping over holiday weekend was phenomenal. I didn't expect this stuff to be here for like another 4 or 5 days because of the holiday, but they got it out and it got moving, and it worked great. So for the neutrals and the browns, I got it's Lumen Fabrics Island Batik Breathtaking Brown, and so you can see all the different shades. So I wanted to get this is a jelly roll. I don't know what they call them. They're strips. They're 2.5-inch strips. So all I have to do is cut one way, and I'm good. The It's a flat jelly roll. It's a full. It's got 40 pieces to it. So I'm good. This is going to be fun. To do the main parts of it, the fade in. By the way, I love Henry Glass. I love Henry Glass. This fat quarter bundle, and I'll show you some of them. I don't want to take it apart yet because I'm not ready to cut it. But can you see some of the patterns in there? And then it's got some pattern on color kind of a thing. And it's just, you can see it's got a little, I don't know if you can see that. And then the bottom. So it's got all of these fun little color on color patterns. Some of them are bolder than others. So it's going to be a nice fade in without being so plain. This is going to be a test. It's going to be a test. For these last two quilts, I haven't figured out which one I'm doing which color with yet. I do have some wide back fabric. I have a blue like this as well. So both are going to have either a red or a blue. And it's just going to come together hopefully really nicely. It's the quilting part that's going to be the challenge. So again, I'm going to link everything down below. If you're interested in, small tutorials, I can do some of that. I can do some quilt alongs, but I don't know about doing like a big project right now that isn't one of my current projects, and I don't know the consistency of that. So I can't very well say, oh yeah, weekly we can do this. So if you do want something on a small scale, let me know. Also, let me know, what are you quilting? What are you sewing? What, do you hand make your Christmas gifts or birthday gifts and that? So until next time, I'll see you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what's going on with you in the comments. Thanks for watching.